Hi, I'm Ben Reeves. I'm the author of Kinto.sh, and I'm going to show you how to install it on Windows 10. This is a program that allows you to type in Linux and Windows like it is a Mac. So we'll just jump on over to Kinto.sh. And one of the first things we'll go over is what this does exactly. So Kinto.sh essentially is going to remap the standard Windows key here so that your Alt key becomes the Command key. The Windows key will become your Alt key, and then the Control key actually becomes the Windows key during GUI application usage. However, this will change up a little bit whenever you use a terminal. While you're using a terminal, this Control key will become a Control key again. That's really the primary difference. You end up losing the super key essentially. However, there are some shortcut keys that may still remap the super or the control key in that position whenever it makes sense to do so. So there are system level shortcuts that will still operate in the manner you would expect them to. One of them would be Control Tab whenever you're in a program or web browser and you're just wanting to switch out tabs. The fact that that's a super key isn't really going to impact anything. The Control key and Control Tab will still operate in the manner you would expect it to. And then your Alt Tab combo will operate just fine as well, even though this key is typically speaking actually a control key. So again, everything about this program is to make it feel like you're on a Mac. So let's go ahead and scroll on down to the requirements. These are the requirements for Linux, but we're just going to skip over that because in this video I'm only going to cover the Windows requirements. So the requirements for Windows is Git for Windows and Python 3. If you open up these links, you can quickly download these and install them on your system. I've already downloaded them, so I'm not going to do so again. With Python, you just have to click on a couple of links, the latest at the very top, and then you scroll down until you find the executable or the web-based installer, and then you can just run through the defaults. Again, the defaults on either one of those, on either one of these requirements is completely fine. Other programs that you're going to want is Chocolate and AutoHotkey, but that will install via the setup file that I've included, so you don't have to worry about that. There's also screenshots of what it's going to look like once you've installed this application. So we're going to skip over the how to install on Linux, and we're just going to focus on how to install it on Windows. But before we can even do that, we actually need to go ahead and copy this repo. Because I'm going to assume that you've installed Git and that you've installed Python, right? So let's go ahead and open up PowerShell that comes with Windows 10. And then just right-click it, click on Run as Administrator, say yes to the prompt, and then we'll want to get out of the System32 folder, and we'll want to jump on into Users, and just find a location in your actual user folder that you feel comfortable putting it in. So I'm just going to jump over into my desktop for now for this video, and make a new directory called git-projects, and then I'm going to type in git clone, and I'm just going to go ahead and paste in the URL that I put into the clipboard earlier, and then I'm going to cd into Kinto, and for demo purposes I'm actually going to change my branch. Typically speaking, you'll be on the master branch. If I type in git status, it says master, and that's fine, that's where you want to be. But I'm going to go ahead and check out the demo branch so that you can actually follow along with me as I type in shortcut keys later in this video. So let's go ahead and install Python, or install the Python setup file. Okay, so now it's asking you what type of keyboard do you have, and currently I have a Windows style keyboard, again with this key layout, so I'm going to pick number 2. However, if you have an Apple keyboard, you'll want to make sure that you install it with the right key map, because these keys are physically in a different location. Okay, so number 2, and then it'll ask you if you want to install Sublime Text 3 key maps for VS Code. In my case, I do, but if you don't like that, you can just say no, and it will not do that. Go ahead and hit enter. It's also going to install a Ubuntu colored theme for WSL and the command prompt cmd.exe. That's my preference, so I'll always go ahead and install it with that. If you don't want that, just say no. Okay, now that we've got this installed, you'll see in the bottom right corner here the Kinto logo. If you hover over it, it'll actually say Windows in front of it to indicate that yes, you are using this with a Windows keyboard. If you were not using this with a Windows keyboard, if you chose the Apple option or plugged in an Apple keyboard later, it'll automatically flip over to this icon instead. But I'm going to flip back over to the Windows style keyboard because that is what I'm currently using. To show off a few of these shortcut keys that typically only exist on Mac OS, I'm just going to highlight a word here, menu. Let's say I want to highlight all menus throughout this file. Typically you would hold down Command Control G on an Apple computer, and this is what it would look like. It would highlight everything that's menu related. If you want to have multiple cursors, what you would do in that case is you would hold down Control Shift up or down, and you'll have multiple cursors the exact same way that it would happen under a Mac computer. If you're doing paired programming with another programmer, let's say they really hate anything Apple and they don't like the Apple shortcut keys that you're accustomed to, and that's your preference, that's not a big deal. With this program, you just right click right here and you click on suspend, and it will completely suspend the application, and things like multi-cursor are now on the proper Control and Alt keys that you would expect it to be on under Linux or Windows. That's not a problem. And then the wildly different Alt F3, which highlights all similar matching names, that's fully available to them as well. Oops, I hit the Win key. So if I hold down Alt F3, highlights all the tray words. So again, everything works just fine. It's just one click away to suspend it, and then you can immediately go back into your preferred Apple key maps, and that'll work fine too. So yeah, that's Kinto.sh. If you have any questions or any issues with it, please just let me know. Leave something in the comments below. And if this is a program that you really like and appreciate, please just start up on GitHub, and that's it. Until next time.